Hey everybody, welcome to JLB Sports TV. I'm Justin Block, and today Liverpool defeated Newcastle 3-1 at Anfield. Now the big headline going into today's game was the suspension of Luis Suarez. Aside from the 8-match ban he got, handed down by the FA, he also got a 1-match ban for apparently flipping off Fulham hands, and that was served today. So going into the game, big question was, well, what's going to be the starting lineup without Suarez? And today Andy Carroll started up front, kind of alone in a 4-3-3. We saw Downing on the right, and we saw Greg Bellamy on the left. Now Liverpool started off pretty brightly, but they weren't creating the boatload of chances that they were beforehand in previous games. So you're thinking, all right, well maybe, since they're not creating so many chances, maybe they'll actually be able to score some. I don't know, that's pretty twisted logic, but who knows. Then disaster almost struck for Liverpool across from Newcastle United. It actually, the ball deflected off of Daniel Agger's shoulder and into goal. After that goal, you're thinking, wow, Liverpool have no luck again. It's another own goal, second own goal in 2 weeks. Liverpool, it's just going to be another typical Liverpool performance. They're going to have bad luck. They're not going to be able to finish their chances. And the Newcastle keeper is going to have a couple amazing saves along the way to Newcastle, stealing some points from Liverpool again at home. But Liverpool were able to battle back with some luck on their side. Charlie Adam crossed the ball in a box, deflected off a Newcastle player, and squared perfectly for Greg Bellamy, who clinically finished the ball. Tied up the game. And then after half, at around the 55th minute, Steven Gerrard came off the substitute bench for Charlie Adam. And once Gerrard came on, it was an entirely different game. Gerrard changed the course of the game. He completely opened it up. He was popping up in spots all over the final third, delivering excellent crosses into the box left and right. He put in a true man-of-the-match performance. Steven Gerrard opened up the field the way that few midfielders in the entire world can. Andy Carroll was definitely the biggest benefactor from Steven Gerrard's presence. I remember one ball over the top, right to Andy Carroll. He wasn't able to get the touch in on goal, but after that you're thinking, all right, Gerrard's back. He had another great cross to Andy Carroll. Big Andy hit the ball off the woodwork for probably, I think, the 3rd time this season. That makes 16 or 17 balls off the woodwork. You're thinking it's going to be another typical Liverpool performance, but once again, Greg Bellamy was the hero off a free kick. Liverpool, again, had some luck. It kind of went in between. A Newcastle player hit off his shoulder into goal. So luck was on Liverpool's side today with Greg Bellamy's 2 goals, and they were able to squeak one out, and Steven Gerrard was even get a goal of his own to make the score 3-1. But you cannot say enough about Steven Gerrard, just the way that he opened up the game. And I think that in 2012, Andy Carroll will be Steven Gerrard's best friend, or should I say, Steven Gerrard will be Andy Carroll's best friend. Those two will connect on so many goals in 2012. I'm really feeling it. Steven Gerrard can cross the ball the way that nobody else on the team could. You really expected Henderson or Downing or Adam to provide those kinds of crosses throughout the season, but then you realized nobody can cross the ball like Steven Gerrard can. He will benefit Andy Carroll so much in 2012. I really believe this will be Andy Carroll's year, his breakout year. Now, if we could ever get Carroll and Gerrard and Suarez on the pitch, I think that Liverpool could actually have a shot at scoring some goals. Luis Suarez has been sort of relegated to create all of Liverpool's chances, and to be honest, his finishing hasn't been great either. But with Gerrard back on the side, you have another key creator in midfield for Liverpool to really work on. I think the biggest loser out of the whole Steven Gerrard coming back deal will be Charlie Adam. Admittedly, Charlie Adam hasn't been great this year. I think he's played up to a £7 million price tag. He's had, I think, 4 or 5 assists this year, but he hasn't been sort of the kind of player that Liverpool really expected him to be. He's been far too inconsistent. Many games he'll have 1 or 2 really flashy passes, but altogether in midfield, he doesn't tackle well. He makes too many boneheaded plays, boneheaded passes, and for a guy whose free kicks were supposed to be worth £10 million, according to Sir Alex Ferguson, he's not even taking corners for Liverpool anymore. So I do think Charlie Adam will be dropped to the bench when Steven Gerrard makes his triumphant return to the starting 11, hopefully next week against Manchester City. Now next week, Liverpool face a very difficult schedule. They have to play 3 games in 8 days, 2 which are against Manchester City. So we will definitely see Andy Carroll in the lineup surely again with all these games. There will be lots of rotation. Expect to see Maxi come off the bench. Cat will probably get a starting nod here and there. So this will really test Liverpool's depth and really show where they need to, or what positions they need to go after in January. I still think Liverpool's biggest need is striker. If this game aside, if you just take the whole season, like as a whole, I think this game might be more of an outlier compared to the rest of the season. They still need a clinical finisher and a striker, although I do think Steven Gerrard coming into the side will help everybody's finishing because he's going to provide the kind of passes that you'll be hard-pressed not to score on. And there are rumors that the Gary Cahill deal to Chelsea have fallen through and that Liverpool are going to sweep in, which I think would be a good move for Gary Cahill. I wanted him in the summer because I thought center back was actually a position of weakness for Liverpool. It's proven to be actually a strength. Daniel Agger and Martin Scroller have done an outstanding job this year. Martin Scroller seems to have rediscovered his 08-09 form, and Agger's been fit. Those two mesh together. Great center back pairing. The only way I can really see Gary Cahill fitting into the side immediately in the long term would probably be in a more backup center back role or actually starting in defensive midfield. Although I think Jay Sperring had a great game today. He was tough in tackle, he was brave in tackle, and actually made some good passes here and there. I do think that defensive center mid is a position that Liverpool are looking to upgrade upon with Lucas being out for the rest of the season. I think Gary Cahill can play that role. Although for the long-term future, I don't think Gary Cahill is going to be able to crack the starting 11 at the center back position anytime soon with Agger healthy and with Skirtle playing so well. Agger and Skirtle are both about to turn 27 years old. They're about to enter the prime of their career, and these guys are about to be Liverpool's strong center back pairing for the next 5 years, unless Sebastian Coates or maybe Danny Wilson supplants them in the future. So that's all for today with JLB Sports TV. I'm Justin Block. Gerrard is back. I want to know your thoughts, where you think Gerrard fits on the side in these next few games and for the rest of the season. Will Gerrard play up front? Do you think that Liverpool will continue to go with one striker and have Gerrard sort of play in the hole? Or will Charlie Adam or maybe even Jordan Henderson be dropped to the bench and Gerrard was going to play more in a standard central midfield role in a 4-4-2? So give me your thoughts. I want to know where you think Gerrard fits in this lineup and who is actually the loser, who will be dropped from the starting 11 with the return of Gerrard. Give me your thoughts.